everybody, welcome to the SKEETER Racing YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at the new motor for my 240SX. Let's get started. Now this is an LS1. No, this is not a 6.0, this is not a 5.3, this is not a 4.8 truck motor. This is a true 5.7 LS1. I really wanted to try and find an aluminum block. I've done some research on weight balance of a 240. It really seems like the aluminum block is kind of the way to go as far as weight distribution in a 240 chassis. I know a 6.0 and a 5.3 is very common. It's actually kind of more common than an actual LS1, but for my car wanting to road course and drift it, I really wanted to make sure that the weight balance was good for autocrossing. Drifting, you don't really have to worry about it so much. Actually, it's kind of better to have the weight up front, but this will definitely work for both instances. Now this motor isn't perfect either. This came out of a 2002 Trans Am, and let's just say one of the rods tried to make an exit on this motor and cracked the block. So today we're going to disassemble this block. We've already got another block that is good, and we're going to see what is salvageable from this motor that we can put into the new one. Let's get started. So we just undid all the bolts for this head. Right now it's just sitting there on the dowel pins. So now we're going to take off the head and see what kind of damage we've got underneath this. I'm not sure which side has the bad rod in it. I could easily look at the outside, but I kind of want to be surprised. Okay, with the head off, we can see that there really doesn't seem to be any damage done to the pistons here. We have a little bit of scoring in this block right here. Actually, I take that back. No, it was just some grime. I did cheat and looked where the crack was in the block, and it's actually not this side. But hopefully, all of these rods and pistons I'll be able to reuse. Now let's go to this side and see what the damage is under this head. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, now we can see the damage. There's two huge red flags just by looking at this. The first one is the obvious scoring all along this piston right here. I mean, it is gouged deep. These are deeper than I can reach a fingernail down into. The second is these two are at the same height. So I'm willing to bet you this rod right here is snapped. And this is going to be where our problem is. We're going to flip this motor over. We're going to take the rods and pistons out.
Don't tell me yet.
Oh my gosh.
I see it.
Well, there's our culprit right there. I think that's supposed to be connected to something. Yeah, it's a fidget spinner. Alright, here you can see where the rod just broke clean in half. It's free flowing down in here. Hopefully that's all the damage that we've got, but most likely this is not it. We may have a couple other bent ones up in here, so we're going to take it all apart and see what we got. Now you can really see the damage it did to this block. You can actually see this crack from the outside of the block. It's got a crack and it's really kind of growing all the way down the side of the block. I knew that when I got this motor that it had a hole in the block, so I knew already that the block was trash. That's why I really didn't worry too much about taking off some of this stuff with an impact and stuff like that. You can see it's got the hole here. It ate up the sidewall right there. And it's very hard to see, but down in here, it also ate up the sidewall of this cylinder as well. And we're going to take a break and get a hold of a gear puller so I can take the crank pulley off, so we can then get the crank out and get the cam out and take a look at both of those. Now I've already sourced out 2 other cranks, one out of a 5.7, one out of a 6.0. So I'm not too worried that this crank may be bad. If it's bad, no big deal. I already got 2 others just in case. The cam, I can almost guarantee it's going to be bad, but we're going to be replacing that with a performance cam anyways. So again, not a big deal. And also I'm not worried about any rod, any bearings or anything like that, because obviously I'm going to get new ones when it goes to the machine shop. Since we don't have a gear puller, I'm going to go ahead and take the valley plate off, take out the crank sensor, and probably take out these lifters as well, just to try to do as much as we can without stopping our pace. And then we'll go get a pulley puller, take the crank pulley off, and then take the crank out.
Give it a bang.
Now I'm pretty sure that's all we're going to be able to get done for right now. Like I said, we got to go get a pulley puller or a gear puller, whatever you want to call it, to get the crank pulley off, and then we can get the crank out. Now, as you can see, we have a ton of work ahead of us. The next step is going to be taking my good block to the machine shop, having it all checked out, make sure everything is going to be a-okay, and then we're going to talk to them about some of our options as far as rods, pistons, and kind of a budget for how far we want to go with this motor are going to definitely upgrade a lot of internals in this motor, since I've got to go ahead and take it to a machine shop, have them work on it, I don't want to do it twice. I'd rather spend the money now, make it 100% so that I don't have to worry about it for a very long time. I don't really believe in the saying it's going to be bulletproof. You see cars that are rated for way more horsepower and they're actually running and they still break. So I know racing, things are going to break, but I would like to take every precautionary thing I can do to make sure that I don't prematurely blow up a motor. Especially with the LS, it's kind of notorious for oiling issues, so definitely want to take a look into that and make sure that this motor is going to be good to go for what we're going to do with it. High RPMs, a lot of G-force, and going sideways. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a like. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, I wanted to invite you to head on over to my Instagram. I post a lot more stuff on Instagram, and it's kind of the first to see stuff that happens to this car. My Instagram story, I'm uploading all the time to that. So make sure and go on over to SKEETER Racing on Instagram. Check us out. Go ahead and give us a follow. Again, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.